Hi everyone, so in this video we are going to be planting some tulips, and I clearly have no idea when I purchased them, and I literally forgot them for a whole winter long. So yeah, very careless of me but I think that has happened to you at least once in your life. So yeah, so recently I remembered that I had few tulips lying in my shed, and when I saw them, few of them like had some green growth coming out of them, and a couple of them were affected by mold. I was so sad to see that, but I was like, let's give it a try, let's plant them. Anyways, they're going to be flowering in April and May, so I just wanted to give it a shot. So now I'm going to start by cleaning up this pot which had geraniums last summer. The geraniums did really well all summer long, and they were having a good show even in the early autumn and mid-autumn. Yeah, so now I'm just going to clean up the whole pot by removing all the dead branches and the roots and a couple of weeds, as you all can see. So yeah, I'm also going to remove the top couple of inches of the compost which is already in the pot, and I'm going to be making like a layer of bulb compost. I saw this recently in the B&Q. They had this bulb compost specially for when you're planting bulbs. So I put like a 2 to 3 inch layer of the bulb compost first in the pot, and then I put all these bulbs, and I'm just going to arrange them randomly. I don't want to space the bulbs out too far because I want a nice clump coming out of the pot. It looks like a bouquet. I don't like the look of those tulips where you plant like one each in a row. I don't know how it's to you all, but for me it looks like soldiers standing in a row. I always like the bulbs to come out like in clumps and give a humongous show. I managed to find about 21 bulbs out of 24 in the packet which were looking good and had green on them, and which were like okay, good to be planted. Yeah, so I'm just going to place them in the pot to the required 12 centimeters depth, and I'm going to cover up the bulbs with the bulb compost, and then I'm going to top it up with the normal planting compost, which is the multi-purpose compost. It was like end of March, I think it was 23rd of March when I'm planting this bulbs. So today it's like 11th of April, so it's been almost 3 weeks now. So I am starting to see some growth, and if you would like an update video on that, please give this one a thumbs up. And I can't wait for the flowers to come up, and wow, I'm just curious to see what kind of colors they give out. I mean, I literally did not even read the labels clearly, or didn't even see what varieties do they have. Yeah, so I'm going to do the same thing with the second pot as well. I'm just going to take off all the dead branches of the geraniums and the roots from last summer, and we'll be removing all the top layer of the compost until I get a nice depth for planting the bulbs. So I'm going to be doing the same exact thing with this pot as well. I'm adding a layer of the bulb planting compost in this pot as well, and I'm just going to start placing the bulbs on the compost, arrange it randomly as close as possible. That's when the bulbs are going to, the tulips are going to look beautiful in the clumps. This bag of tulips had more moldy ones in them, but yeah, when I just took off the top layer of the bulbs, the insides were looking pretty good. So what I did was all the ones which were looking nice and green, I put them in this pot and I planted them, and the ones which were looking moldy and which were like, okay, this doesn't seem right to me, so I put those ones in a different smaller pot. So I'm just going to keep an eye on them, how they perform and how they do. If they flower, that's good. If they don't, it's not a harm. Yeah, I am going to be doing the update videos on the tulips as well, so please keep an eye for it. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please do subscribe to my channel. I'm just going to cover up the bulbs with the bulb planting compost and then add a layer of the normal multi-purpose compost in the pot. So I'm done with the planting. Now it's time for watering. So I'm just going to water both the pots thoroughly, and then I'm going to be placing them in a spot where they get a fairly nice amount of sunlight in the morning. Yeah, so this is the update after 1 week, and that is obviously good, and that is really positive. This is after 2 weeks, and I was literally so happy to see them. And now this is exactly 3 weeks after I planted them, and they are looking absolutely beautiful.